But as the day when the world declared in one voice, we will not go quietly into the night, we will not vanish without a fight, we're going to live on. We're going to survive. Today, we celebrate our Independence Day.
No, it's not true. It doesn't matter what's true. It matters the story they tell when you're gone.
I keep on pushing down the Gypsy road.
All right, people. It's a Wednesday. We got an extra special guest. He's not really a guest. Everybody knows him. Bigfoot is on with us. Dr. Wu is getting some coffee because, it's nighttime for him back in the UK area, which some people believe that he's not really in the UK. Kind of weird. Don't understand that. But, hey, people create their own conspiracy here. Today's going to be interesting because we're going to be talking, of course, about what? UFOs. How UFO sightings went from conspiracy theory to a serious government inquiry. Because if you guys remember, usually all the UFO stories always came from people like us. I'm not saying we're creating conspiracies, but it came from the people. But now it seems like in the last 2-3 years, the government got involved. They're not admitting that they're from outer space. They're just admitting that there's unidentified flying objects in the air. And Bob himself has seen an increase of spaceships in the sky. So we thought, okay, Bob, I want to hear this story. I want to hear where, when, why you think you're seeing this. But I said, let's do it on air. There's no reason to talk behind the scenes. Everybody wants to hear your UFO stories. We all know you got anal probe. We all know that.
I've got anal probe several times. I don't understand why the extraterrestrials insist on having a cigarette after they have diagnosed me or whatever they've inspected me. I don't know why it's required at all. I didn't know aliens smoked cigarettes. But they do after they probe me.
And then
it's kind of weird that way.
And then everybody in the chat, you guys get a chance. I just dropped a music video. If you like,
it ABBA?
I'm going to tell you something. If you like,
it better be ABBA, dude. If you got to stop with that rock and roll shit, I want fucking ABBA. You need to stretch your boundaries, man. You need to expand.
Hey, no doubt.
Dancing
I was
Queen?
stretching my boundaries last week, but this one, if you like sharks eating people, you're going to love this one because it is pure guts, cuts. I mean, I just put all the kill shots of all these sharks in it. So if you're into sharks killing people, then that music video is for you.
Or if you're into ABBA, that music video will be for you too, right? Is that how it goes?
We're super excited about our episode tomorrow. We're going to release the Kraken because you guys are repping the West Coast on Seattle, and the NHL expansion team is the Seattle Kraken. So we're diving into the roots where it all began. The Lake Erie Monster, the Pensacola Serpent, Nessie, the Chesapeake Bay creature, the creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yes.
It's going to work into many different waters, man. I'm so excited. Watch out for the Sharknado, man. Storm season approaches.
Yes, it is, dude. We got a storm Saturday.
There's my first critic, Hobbs. There is a lot of blood in it. Yes. In fact, Hobbs, it is banned. It is banned in some countries. Not United States, not the UK, but it actually told me this we play, but it's banned in 7 countries because of all the blood that's in it.
That's classic.
Wait, your video got banned in multiple countries?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Yes. Yeah. It was because apparently some countries don't allow shark-eating people in their countries. But it's in the main country. It's played here, the UK, Canada, and Australia. I mean, the main places. It's just India is banned. I don't know, some places in China banned.
Wow.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you.
And look, here's another critic. Chris Hurley says
Well, because froze.
no.
Heck yeah, man, the walking legend. Shout out to you. And also Long Island Bigfoot. I saw you comment. Robert, you watched the episode the other night when Mike from Long Island Bigfoot had me on his show, and Tractor Tim T. And it was awesome to share our different information because we're really a three-headed monster. It's just like this three-headed monster here. We have so much knowledge and just plethora of just open-mindedness that will hopefully take us on our journey of where we need to be. But yeah, everybody in the chat and watching in the future, check out Long Island Bigfoot. He has a deep connection with the Sasquatch people, and he's established just a true meaning for the forest. And man, he's on the healing side of this side, man. So check it out. Appreciate you here. And we're diving into crazy things here at Gypsy Road. UFO, Bigfoot, Mandela effect, and whatever else Eric and Dr. Wu.
Everything.
If you guys like some Bigfoot, guys, I'm telling you, last night before we got into spiders, I think we did 30 minutes on Bigfoot talk. So
Nice.
that was
we always fit a little bit of Bigfoot talk because there are ancestors. There are bridge to the creator. And guess what? They surround all of us, no matter what country you're in, what state, what providence. The wild men exist. They're either in the forest, your backyard, or under your feet. Beware.
Awesome.
I'm gonna start this off about what in the UFO world. What's the flavor of Americans thinking? What do they think about UFOs? Now, first of all, guys, this is based on a poll that they've done. Now, first of all, I was never asked to be in this poll. I don't know anybody who has, but apparently they did a poll. Says, do Americans believe in UFOs? Okay, so now in 2019, it says some have been alien spacecraft. So 33% of people believe it's actually the UFOs in the skies are alien spacecraft. Okay, that's 33%. That's not bad. That is actually not bad. Now
33. Okay.
Yeah,
I know,
33.
I know, Bob. 33. I know.
Which is 1/3 out of 100. 13.
Which is
for the
one.
Matrix code for the
But this
people that
next one,
aren't
guys.
in line with it all.
Now remember this next one. All explained by human activity, natural phenomenon. So 60% believes that it's a natural phenomenon, and then 7% has no opinion. Now the 7%, even though they're saying no opinion, there's a lot of people don't believe something until they actually see something, and that's natural. It's like this, like
That's me.
I do believe in ghosts, but I
That's
haven't
me.
seen one yet, so I can't sit here and say they're 100% real. Only thing I can tell you is I feel that they're real. So, no opinion on here. This is what it says here. While Americans are inclined to think UFOs are not alien spacecraft, they are more apt to believe alien life forms exist beyond Earth. So, a June 2019 poll found 49% of Americans believing there are people somewhat like ourselves living on other planets.
What's the percentage?
49%, which is technically 13. So technically 13. So I mean, listen. Now for me, 49%. That's not too bad. Now to me, I believe that. Listen, if you believe that Earth is the only planet that actually has any life form, when there's billions of miles, just billions of space that we can never get there, there is some kind of life out there. It doesn't have to be like a human form like us. Plants are a life form. DNA is a living form. I mean, there's so much living forms out there that I don't believe that we're the only planet that now all we know, we're the only planet that has the smartest beings with spaceships and stuff. Maybe the other planets aren't where we're at, or maybe we have been visited. We don't know. That's what's great. Now, Bob, now I remember when you went on vacation, you were here, but then you also went on vacation in California.
California.
Now, in California, Bob went to visit family up in my home area in Fresno, California. And then Bob said, "Oh, you told me you start seeing a lot of lights." Now, you guys got to understand about Fresno.
Everywhere.
If you guys never been to Fresno, Fresno is flatlands.
Yeah.
Fresno is between mountains and stuff. So when you look up in the sky in Fresno, I mean, it's all flat. So, I mean, there's no sun shining off of a mountain. I mean,
no.
Bob, you can't get more flat than Fresno.
No, it's flat, man. The valley. It's the Central Valley.
So when you say you're seeing lights, so you spent how many days in Fresno? 7 days?
Oh, God. What was it? Well, I spent like almost 3 weeks there. I was at yours up in I was about. Let's say I was about. I don't want everyone to know what I'm doing. God knows that everyone's hunting me down, but I was about up in California. Yes, about 3 weeks.
Okay, so in the 3 weeks you were down there, how many nights would you say you seen some unidentified UFOs you couldn't explain what they were?
Every night I saw. I mean, I'm not talking about a light in the sky. Oh shit! Something's touching my fucking thing, man. I'm getting touched here, guys. I can't see anything, but I'm blind at the moment. But anyway, God damn it! Sorry. Anyway, yeah, I got my thing touched. Anyway, my computer screen's being touched by an omnipresent thing. It's like I have a touchscreen tablet. It's just touching everything. It's minimizing everything. Anyway. Yeah, so I was there. It wasn't so much as a light in the sky. I debunk, man. I don't believe in that shit. I'm telling you right now, I have to fucking fight this. But it was a round ball that I had to pull out the tools of science to debunk first. The round ball had a black square in it, and it was spinning in a circle, something like in a damn movie. And I called over one of my cousins, and he looked at me and says, "What the fuck is that?" I said, "It's a round white ball. Tell me first what it is. Let's debunk this." "Well, it's a balloon." "Okay, let's call it a balloon, man. It's a balloon. Let's stand here and wait for the wind. What is the wind? Let's look at the wind current. Let's throw some grass in the air. Okay, there's a nice breeze going. This thing should be moving. It should be moving. It's up there in the uppers, and so it should be caught in some wind current, gone." And no, it suspended itself in one spot. It did like a W wiggle, and then it stood still, and it was spinning with a black box in it, and it was like an orange, like a piss. I'm gonna say a piss yellow orange. Like if you're dehydrated, right? Well, let's call it that color. You guys know what I'm talking about. Everyone knows that one. Spinning around with a black box. And they kept looking up at it, and I said, "What the hell is this?" It's like it's a camera watching us. And then that was the one day, and then the next day, it was a white balloon showed up, and it suspended itself in the same spot, but no spot in it. But it kept going backwards and forwards. It was going basically up and then back down, up, then back down. I was like, this is a joke. This is kind of, and then to add all of it to debunk, there's a military base down the road, and there was a fucking couple of jets scrambled around in the air. They were flying over. I said, they're watching it. They're in this. This is actually happening.
Now, Bob, let me ask you this real quick, Bob. Let me ask you this quick, because there is a huge military base outside of Fresno called Lemoore.
Yeah.
Called Lemoore military base. They're huge. We used to go there and watch Blue Angels fly back when we were kids. Now, is it possible? Hold on a second. Mighty Python, you can take that crap out of here. I don't give a fuck what you say about people. Get that shit out of my chat, Mighty Monty Python. Wow. I think the aliens must have took Bob.
We're at the same time.
I'll send up. Oh, what the hell just happened? Did we just lose everybody? Are we even on air? Wow. What the hell just happened? Can you guys see me? Let me send an invite back to Bob. That is strange. Let Let me see. That's hey, Bob, guess what? And we also just lost. Are you Bob? We also just lost Bigfoot. Can you hear me, Bob?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm gonna send now anybody in the chat, can you guys see us? Can you guys hear us just fine in the chat?
The whole thing went to a weird square, and then it exploded way past the perimeters. Like I'm looking at one sentence in big bold black letters, and it won't make itself small again.
Okay.
And then the whole thing got thrown off. Something seems to be manipulating and touching the touch screen, and it's cold.
There he is.
It's cold.
Yeah,
it's
Bob.
hot.
Bigfoot got off.
That's weird, man. I felt like I went through like a time warp or something.
What the hell happened?
That was strange, Bob. I was just talking to Bigfoot about you, and you disappeared. That was weird. But Bob, going back to what I'm saying is, we have the big, huge Lamar military base.
It's cold around the thing.
Now, with the military base, could it be possible that the UFO unidentified object came from Lamar? I'm just shooting it out there. I'm trying to not debunk, but I'm trying to
use the tools of debunking. Absolutely, it could be an American drone that's round, and maybe with the props that you can't see them. You know, it's. I mean, I hate to sound like up the ass Tyson, but you know, we got to debunk. So, do they have round drones that have propellers that you can't see because they're spinning fast and they're just invisible at this point? I can't tell you yes or no. I don't know. But it was a round ball with a black box. Now, here's the thing. And I talked to you yesterday about doing the show because I was having a cigarette early in the morning the other day, the day before the show, and I look up, I said, there it is. It's the same one. It was this ball who went right over the house and had a black square box in it.
And of course, you're in the UK. Now, let me ask you.
In the UK,
I have to ask this. On both times, were you smoking anything that was green?
No. Good question. You have to ask that. Yeah, that's
Were there any drinking involved?
I don't drink until the weekends. I don't have a drink till the weekends, but nothing. I had a cup of coffee, regular coffee,
not Aunt Karen style coffee.
Not the Aunt Karen style coffee, not the magic coffee. There was nothing in it but pure. It was instant coffee with the powder, black stirred up, and I'm sitting there and I'm smoking a regular tobacco cigarette, looking up and looking at because it was hot. We got a heat wave. And there was a couple of clouds. It looks like the Simpsons clouds, which is what the fuck are these kind of clouds doing in existence? I don't know, but it's like the Simpsons clouds in the cartoon. Puffy white little balls. And I noticed here comes this white ball. It just comes out like a damn movie. It just comes out and it kind of slows down right where my peripheral slows down. And there's a black box and it's just spinning. Just like in California. I said, well, you know what I do now? I wave at them. I wave. And then my roommate doing dishes just yesterday, calls me, screams, come in here. What? Come in here. I go, what, man? I look over. I don't want to do dishes. It's your turn. And I look over and look out the window. And sure enough, there's a white tube. It's a tube. It's a cylinder, a white cylinder, just going across the sky, nice and slow. I go, let me run out. I run outside. Is there any wings? I've got a telescope, man. Big monster brass one, like you'd see in like a steampunk movie, but it's real. And I'm looking. It's got no wings. It's a white tube, just going across the sky like a cursor.
Here's a question for you: is that a T-bong, Dr. Wu?
Was not a T-bong. No, this is if you're talking about this is my coffee cup, which is a beautiful horse with the horn on top, what they would call a unicorn. No, I don't. I have my bong here, but I only have marijuana. In fact, I only use that sparingly nowadays.
Let me ask you this, then. Like I said, I'm just trying to dig down to this. Now, was there when you saw this? Did you? I don't know. this might be a strange question, but did you feel anything different? Like anything that I don't know, your hairs kind of went up, a little heat, and I'm trying to see if you felt something the same on all different times.
I'm gonna say this, and this is only me and only me. In fact, I'm having some.
Man, he is having issues. They are interrupting his broadcast big time.
Am I on?
Yeah, you're back.
Okay, I'm back. Okay, I'm being fucked with. There's a weird hot anomaly coming over. But so anyway, so I woke up the other day and I'm sitting outside in the front and I'm having a cigarette and I'm staring at this huge tree. And it's a tree that I've looked at before in the middle of the night. I had like 2 a.m. and there was a light coming through it. And I thought it might be, I was going to debunk it. I walked around the street. I noticed it was a street lamp that was angled differently. So it was shining through the trees. Debunked. There's no UFO. There's no fucking moon coming to the tree. So I'm like, okay, whatever. It was debunkable. So then just today I get up in the morning and I'm looking at that same tree and there's this metal pole with a line coming off of it. And I said, huh? When the hell did they put that pole there? That's a big metal pole, and it's actually in my peripheral, the view of what I was looking at the other day. And I said, they just put a pole there on my street. So I walk down the street and I'm examining it. I'm using all the tools of science, geology, everything. I said, this is apparently has been here because there's no evidence of it ever being just put there. Nothing. It's old, rusted. It's nasty. It's in the ground. There's grass growing. What? It just showed up.
Now,
and I go,
did you know aliens don't grow hair on their balls?
They don't. They should though. They should grow. Well, I'm an alien, so technically I got massively hairy balls.
Aaron Rocca knows. She knows the truth.
I put double braids on mine just to kind of. The ladies like it when you have the double braids on.
The Wu train is low and cool. That reminds me of that movie Independence Day. That was a good alien movie. Independence Day was a good alien movie. Probably the only good Will Smith movie that he made.
Lockbeard had his first live, guys. So I just wanted to shout that out, and hopefully you guys can have him on the show in the future and do big things. And then heck yeah, walking legend. Independence Day. I watch that every July 4th, and then of course. Shout out Mike from Long Island Bigfoot for that super sticker. We're going to help the boys get to the Emerald Coast Comic-Con. They're hoping to have a table there that they can represent the Gypsy Road.
Perfect. Hell yes.
The Comic-Con tickets go on sale in August.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yep, in August. But if you buy the premier membership, you can order the tickets early.
Hell yes.
It's all about money. Yeah, the only thing is, man, to get your own booth, they charge over $450.
Crazy expensive.
And most every other state that I've been researching, 150, 200. Yep. You come to Seattle, $450. And I'm like, yeah, that's fucking Seattle for you.
That's how major it is.
That's fucking cash.
I'll make a phone call. You get it for free.
I must not be an alien though.
I'll call the CIA department
from outer space.
I'll call the CIA department in Washington and see if we can get you in there.
Now, Bob, let me ask you this. Now, this might sound weird, Bob. After you've seen the light, after you've seen it, you go to bed. When you wake up in the morning, I don't know, do you feel a little different? Does your butt hurt a little bit?
It could have. I could have gotten probed. Most likely, yes, I probably was anally probed for microbes and DNA and all that.
Or your roommate, alien hand syndrome.
Yes, alien hand syndrome could have also happened. But yeah, I felt like things were different. Things felt different. Colors, I don't know. It's obviously not, guys. Do not get on my fucking turn up truck. It's obviously I was just having an upset day. I didn't sleep right. Whatever happened, the bonked. There's no shifts, man. But yeah, it felt like a shift. But I don't believe in that shit. I believe in certain other things, like I call it a ripple effect from the past to the forward. Like something happened back there, and the butterfly effect, whatever. And things had shifted forward a little bit, slightly different. A decision was made. Everything in life is 1% different than what you remembered the day before. I think a lot of times we don't even know it. It's just been ongoing. Like it could be a normal day, and all of a sudden you notice everything's 1% different. Then a decision was made different somewhere along the line. Like, what happened? Why does it feel different today? There's
100%.
nothing different.
That's what deja vu is. You know, you
Yeah.
tap into those frequencies and then your dreams link up. And then when you can tap into that fourth kind and just that other side, those other dimensions, these aliens aren't coming from other solar systems and light years away. They're already here. They're beside us. They're in human bodies. They're in other dimensions, and they're at the other continents beyond the ice wall and under our feet, and in all the Jurassic Park type islands out there. You know, we've seen new videos of reptilians and the Greys and even Bigfoot quite often, and now they're knocking off Bob. It's crazy. A common misconception, though, with the psychedelics and smoking and drinking is people think, oh, because you're like hallucinating from that, you see these UFOs. No, the vibrations that it creates, you using those psychedelics and those potions, your brain electricity to frequency is lighting up in different ways. Of course, the Sasquatch, the UFO, and the fairies are going to be interested. So it's not the drugs doing it. They're interested in the chemical imbalance that they're not used to, that they're familiar with the Native Americans and the ancient Asians and the frickin' Australian indigenous people looking for the Yowie and the bunny yip. But yeah, Bob is gone, man. He might have been affected, just like the Pascagoula River incident. That's one place. I have the drawing right here. I have a chapter about it in my book, but I went to a freaking gator ranch on a airboat ride, and our boat was called the Rougarou, which is, you know, of course, the Cajun werewolf. But they took us down the river in Moss Point on the Pascagoula River, where two men were abducted in the 70s, and they have a crazy vivid memory of going up in the ship and being experimented on, and then hundreds of people on the ground reported seeing a sighting of a UFO in the sky too that night. So there was definitely something going on in the Pascagoula River in Mississippi, and that's not far from the Voodoo headquarters in New Orleans. What up, Dr. Wu? Are you back here? Or in a different
Hold on. I got kicked off. Not only did I get kicked off, it sent me to a page. It sent me to Eric, I sent you a link of the page I was sent to.
You sent me in an email?
The page that I was on, this is all gone. This is just me on one page. There's nothing in the fucking tabs. Everything's eliminated.
Don't say anything. I got your email. Let's click on it.
It's just scary, man. You got to watch out because you can fall into the dark rooms and you can, get in that dimension that you can never climb out of, man.
Yeah.
It's not just a creepy
That's
pod.
the page it sent you to?
This is the page it sent me to, so I immediately saved it and sent it to an email. Is it going to send you there?
Oh, it did. It opened up another page. I'm sorry. I was looking at the other page. I thought you were seeing what I was seeing. My bad. I'm sorry. This is it right here.
Wow.
Mother Teresa?
Not Mother Teresa.
On my fucking life. On my life. I swear to my children, to my deceased father, to my deceased brother, everybody, I'm not lying. This is where it sent me. All my tabs were gone, and this is where it sent me. I had to go back into Gmail. This is where it sent me.
I think you might have been tagged over at Yosemite, and they've been following you ever since.
Hey, Bob.
Probably so.
Bob, last night when we were looking at me and Bigfoot were looking at we were looking at a webpage with like 10 movies that had insects and spiders in it, and the right hand side, all the advertisement on it was X-rated. And this was a top proper website. This wasn't like one of those cheap ass websites. It's Grand Rant. It's a real company. But for whatever reason, all the advertisement were like,
they're trying to program people on the low. They really are. They're teaching it in schools. They're putting it in all the TV shows, the music.
Bob, right
they're putting it all. We need to grasp our reality and take it back.
Cobb says the internet has been glitchy in Manchester over the last couple of days. I've had
right. It has. This is what it sent me. Now, what do we have? Michelangelo. Is it Michelangelo painted these paintings? So what paintings do we have here? That's what I want to know. What is going on? Which ones?
I mean, the very first painting is this one.
The Archangel.
Okay. Besides his own little portrait. He does. Yeah, Michelangelo also does the God one.
I like that. I like both of those right there. They both look like the dome in heaven above.
So why did it choose these? Well, I didn't put these in. I haven't been looking at these on this tablet, guys. This tablet is just for the show. It's
all
in a
my
separate room.
people. They're
in a separate room.
What is it? What about Bob? That was a great movie. Bill Murray? Of course.
Great movie.
Of course. Bill Murray's a good movie. I've seen a lot of movie in the chat. Venom 2, Hobbs, I'm ready to see that too. I'm excited for that one. What about Venom Bob 2. Is fantastic.
Bill Murray always finds his way into your guys' podcast. The dead don't die. We already know.
Well, yeah, it's Mary. Eric, they're showing those paintings are of Mary. They're biblical paintings, man. They're of Mary. Oh, that's what. The Immaculate Conception. Do you guys know? Something I did not find. It was somebody in Britain. I'm not saying that this person has any effects at all, but this person, we were doing a thing and they're talking about the Immaculate Conception. And asked me what I thought the Immaculate Conception was, and I gave my answer. Eric, do you know what the Immaculate Conception? I'm going to ask you. And I'm going to ask Connor. What is the Immaculate Conception? You guys tell me. What is it? Eric, you first.
God damn. I know this, but I'm drawing a blank.
I look at it as when life began. Some people look at it as when Jesus was born and when the seed was planted, but I look at it as the seed of life and the tree of life being planted in the beginning of time. It might also be a little faulted and cloudy, though, because like I always say, if the Sasquatch people and all these other deities that aren't Homo sapien were here first, then we're not the exact chosen ones. Our souls might be. Our souls and energy, of course, are, because it's never created nor destroyed. We've always existed from the beginning of time, from the seed of time, from the Immaculate Conception. I look at it as a football play sometimes, you know? The Immaculate Reception. That's Franco Harris catching the tipped pass and taking it to the house, man. You know, you have to find the roots of reality and the fingerprint of your creator everywhere. And we're made in his image. We have a soul. Animals and all the other plants, they have a spirit, the spirit animal, and they will look after us until the kingdom of heaven or whatever else people look after, you know, the afterlife, because the exact
answers.
Your pineal gland floods with DMT. And just
this comment,
DMT
this comment was sent to me, people, in an email. This comment was sent to me. This comment says Bezos' Blue Origin ship took off exactly at 9:11 a.m.
Wait a minute now.
Somebody emailed me that, and I'm like, did it really? Did it really?
And like Bob's always been saying, the Virgin Mobile spaceship went in like a V. We know what that looks like. And then Bezos, a couple days later, goes in, and it looks like the head of a man, you know. Yeah. And they're going to go together, and they're going to create something in the sky. Project Blue Beam, alien invasion, a bunch of crap going on. We already know it. It's already been written. Everything's falling into line. So guys, just please be safe and don't look that light into the eye. And they try to, you know, attach to us, just like Bob saw the square in the circle and an orange beaming light that could take over your mind. I've been a victim of that too.
Oops, I'm blocking it.
Oh my gosh, this is crazy.
Okay, so Eric, you've also got an email that I sent you, which is ironic, with this evidence in it. So you don't want to just saying it. It's an evidence. It's from the New York Times, and what you need to see is in there, so people can see it themselves on the screen. We're not full of shit.
I'll find it.
Now, again, this wasn't me. Now, a person that does the numbers doesn't consider themselves part of any fucking Mandela, that hates the Mandela effect community, does the numbers.
God damn it.
Came up with this, and it was just right there. It is. I
can't look at it. It wants me to sign up.
Of course,
Didn't
the
know
New York
that.
Times are always on their BS. Ever since they reported on the Ocheezy Wild Man in the early days, 100 years ago, now they just censor all their crap. I got no respect for modern media. But my hometown newspaper did interview me yesterday. The article's supposed to come out tomorrow. So I'm pretty excited about that. Like all my teachers and haters from back in the day will hopefully read that. And they'll see that I've been homeless in Florida, man.
Let me do this.
Look at the time they took off, and it's exactly what this person predicted, 100%. Just doing the numbers that's provided for you, or the situation that's happening, like a book. You're reading it, the signs. You're reading it, and you could actually write it down, and then you could make your prediction, and boom, that was 100%. I was like, oh. Thank you for posting that. I don't know who posted that, but thank you whoever posted that. I can't see shit. Yes, thank you for doing that. Also, Immaculate Conception is not what you guys think. It is not the birth of Jesus. It was not. I was shocked by that too. I said, no, that's the Immaculate Conception. It was the conception of Yeshua's in the belly. It was not. It was the conception of Mary, of the mother. The Immaculate Conception is from Mary. This feminine, and I've never heard of that. I thought it was him. I thought it was Jesus. I go, what? I thought that was Jesus. No, now it was Mary. Now
that
Mary
goes back to what you were saying, how everything has switched from feminine to masculine, and we remember it as the masculine, but not anymore. Not anymore. Jenner won the gold medal.
You got it. You actually got it, Connor. I don't need to say anything. You seen the switch. So it's her now. It's Mary. Mary's the Immaculate Conception. There's a whole different name for Yeshua being born, the male being born. It was the female this time. So I'm like, whoa.
I think that whole story is exaggerated. I think that whole story in the Bible is all exaggerated. I think this is just a normal guy like everybody else, but they wrote great things about him, so he becomes a hero.
Yeah,
I'm not. Actually, I don't want to get into religion battles with people.
No. But it's relevant where we are.
Jesus is real. Okay, he's real. Yeah, he's a real person, but I don't know if he's really a Messiah.
There you go. I think Eric is. But I don't think if we had one, we would kill him anyway. So that's the sad part. Every male wants to be the fucking every male wants to be a Neo in the fucking Matrix. So it would be like Highlander. All the males on this planet would have to get out with a sword and take each other's fucking head off to be the one. There's so many Jesuses walking around right now. Let's all fight. Who is the one?
Let's do this. I pulled up this article. Now, according to this article, this is the history stories. This is supposed to be history most infamous UFO sightings of the modern era.
All right, infamous.
So I thought that we'll take a look at it, and maybe we'll kind of see if there's some kind of relations to the stories, or they can all be made up. I mean, that's a possibility too. But let's check this out. Everything says here. Number one, Kenneth Arnold, 1947.
Yes.
The origin of today's fascinating can be tracked back to a civilian pilot, Kenneth Arnold, while flying his small aircraft near Washington's Mount Rainier on June 24th, 1947. Arnold claimed to have seen 9 blue glowing objects flying fast at an estimate of 1,700 miles per hour in a V formation.
That's crazy. I know you guys lived there for a very long time, but my friend Tyler Kennedy, I actually have a video. He interviewed me, but I actually took the clip of him. He was talking on the phone with his mom, driving down, I think, from Mount Hood, which is right next to Mount Rainier, of course, in the trio of Mount St. Helens, Mount Hood, and Mount Rainier, a different, triangle that might be even more deadly than the Bermuda Triangle. But he saw a blue light trailing him while he was driving, and even told his mom. So that's incredible that it was specifically a blue light. And, that's one of the most famous UFO encounters, and for it to be in your guys' backyard, which is super cool.
Well, let's think about this. This is 1947. So you can't say drones because they didn't exist in 1947. And it wasn't like 1947 had thousands of airplanes. you know, they were limited in airplanes. Now, what's interesting here is he first believed the object would be some sort of military. Makes sense. This was, after all, just 2 years after World War II and the first year of the Cold War. But the military confirmed there were no tests being conducted near Mount Rainier that day, when Arnold described the craft's motion as similar to a saucer if you skip it across the water. The media coined the now ambitious phrase, flying saucer.
Yep, it's going like a disc going through the sky, just hovering. Dr. Wu has explained the tube-like creature that might be. I call it a creature because I look at it as a deity, because these things are living things if they can cloak and go through different dimensions. These things are probably living organisms from these extraterrestrial lands. 1947, too, if you add that up, it only equals 21, but there's a lot of 21s, 37s. I know it's a little past my understanding of like geometry, and there is so much numerology in everything, in every news article that is released by the mainstream. There he goes.
Yeah, he disappeared.
Okay, I'm back. It kicked me out. Let me show you this. Bring the screen up. I was just working on some shit while it let me back in. Here we go.
Yep.
The study,
you guys see that, right?
Shepard, Alan Shepard, the first American space rose to the company's launch site in Van Horn at 9:11 a.m.
Yep, I was just talking about 21 too. 9 plus 1, 10 plus 11, 21. It all equals out, man. It's some messed up, crazy crap. And wow, we've been having some crazy deja vu. I know we have a lot of these crazy talks when we talk about the Matrix, but these numbers start to line up like super weird from past investigations.
So I'm showing you guys this and how to do the math real fast. This is real simple. Now I took a class I took a paranormal psychology class at the University of Washington. We talked about Project Blue Book, and this is one of the first ones to pop up. Okay. So one of the first stories to pop up, Eric got kicked off. So anyway, he's never ever said blue. He's never said blue anything. There was no blue UFOs ever mentioned. They were just, I know, we got kicked off. It was just
guys, at my internet, I got fiber to the house. I got fiber.
You're a professional, yeah. Come on, man. You're not interfering with your connection. What the heck is this?
So I want to ask you. Maybe I don't want. Maybe Connor can do it. Blue, BL, spell blue out. BLUE. What does blue come out to using your Pythagorean? A is 1, B is 2. B is obviously 2. L is. I'm just gonna give you guys the hint. So I'll just say it off. So B is 2. L is 12, so of course we have 12. You add 1 and 2 together. Okay, so anyway, so B is 2, L is 12, U is 21, and E. Where the hell is E at? I'm looking for E. Where is E?
It's got to be 5 if it's 13.
Where is 5? Correct. Yeah, I'm still 13. So
yeah, people can watch that. People can watch that back on half speed. We've been doing this for a while.
You're doing great, dude. You've learned how to do this.
You cross paths with Smithsonian when I was in 8th grade. Man, we've been looking through the lines. You
learn how to do it. Now, it's to me, it's what they call a Mandela effect. I don't fucking like that word, but for me, it's a continuity error. It's never been blue. It's never been blue UFOs, huh? When the fuck is it? So I took blue immediately and I said, let's take a look at the new word. It's a new word for me. It's what they would call a Mandela effect. I don't fucking believe in that. But the word blue, however it's there, it's there. Boom, look it up, 13. Blue Origin. Let's think about Blue Origin. 13 is right in the fucking name. Blue is also for Thursday. Blue is also Thursday. I wrote all that down too. It's Thursday. And I'm looking at all the symbols and stuff for blue.
Why do you think Hitler was trying to get all the blue-eyed people? And then
13.
young Blue, the rapper, He rose to fame.
Yeah.
You know, had songs with Drake. A lot of people said that he sold his soul to the Illuminati. A lot of things, man.
Let's see here. Oh, here it is. Hold on, guys. Hold on, Eric. Let me show this real fast. This is because Connor's into the whole thing here. Let me show you guys this real fast, and we'll move forward. But here's the here's for you guys for the colors and everything. And blue is it's Jupiter. It's A. Oh, that's the and it's blue. It's A, Jupiter, and Thursday.
Wow.
So so I have all these to decipher. This is how I decipher all the stuff from the. And I put this in front of my thingy here. Anyway, we can keep going, but we can find all these weird anomalies or these discrepancy errors, and we can decode them. Sorry, Eric, continue.
No. This is what we're here for. Well, number 2 on this list is Roswell, 1947. Disc craze continues. Army discounts New Mexico find as weather gear. Now, Bob, let me now I'll ask you serious, Bob. Roswell.
Yeah.
Do you believe? It's hard to. Of course, we weren't living there. We don't know for a fact. We weren't living there. We didn't see these newscasts come out for the first time. We were born way after that. So by the time we've seen all the commercials or all the news articles, it could have been fucked with. It could have been. But do you believe that the wreckage could be from a balloon?
Yeah. I can't. I'm gonna tell you guys why. Why. I know everyone's like, let me tell you guys why. Because I was on the USS Blue Ridge LCC 19, and it was a command flagship intelligence ship, and we launched weather balloons. We launched balloons. It was part of our intelligence department. It's for weather.
Now, Bob, that was in the 90s. You were in there in the 90s. Yeah. Now, this is in the 40s. You did the Navy did that in the 40s too?
Yeah, they did that in the 40s. They were working on. Now, again, I'm not calling this. I'm just telling you guys the truth. I'm telling you guys from my experience. You could do whatever you want with the information, but they were launching balloons. They were launching balloons out of Nevada. They were practicing them at that time over there as a new source of. The Russians were doing balloons, so the Russians are doing balloons, so we got to do balloons. Everyone. That's how it worked. So. Balloons were being used at that time, and they did practice. They did use balloons out of Area 51. So Area 51, we're launching balloons with actually they were doing testing on altitude. They put dummies up into the balloons at a high altitude to see, and then cameras and all kinds of things at high altitude to see. The problem is it get caught in the winds, and it got all the way down the road there, and it I'm not saying that that's not a UFO, unidentified flying object. I'm just telling you the answer is yes.
It's an easy cover-up. I mean, if there are out there, I mean, it is an easy cover-up because when you read what we've learned, like I said, we weren't there when it first broke out. According to them, the military did at first said it was UFO, and then they switched the story to the balloon. Yeah. That's what makes everything weird is when you say one thing at one time, but now you're changing it on another time.
Yeah. So they're not lying to you. They did launch to tell you the truth. They did not tell you if it was a UFO. In other words, they're not talking about that incident. They're just telling you, oh, it was a balloon. Because they're not lying. There's lots of unidentified balloons coming down.
I'm just looking for like clues and numbers. July 9th, Fort Worth. I'm trying to find anything that has numbers or clues on this article. Well, if it's intelligent officer of the 509.
Well, hold on. Remember, July is 7. So remember, when they say in month, you always got to look at the number. So July is 7. So remember, I always add up the numbers when you do all the numbers.
Yeah, well, 7 and 9. 7 and 9. That's 16.
It's 6. Yeah. But it's hard to do. You'll get the ones. Usually, the ones that I add up are the ones that I would call that I don't have a memory of. Again, just me. If I don't have the memory, for example, the blue. Arnold saw blue UFO or blue discs. He never said blue anything. So I took the blue and looked it up. It was 13, obviously. But it has to be something that's new. It's got all these Mandela effects are a code. That's the code.
Well,
That's
I'll
the
give
one
you.
look for.
Let me give you my personal opinion. Usually, my personal opinion is, honestly, Roswell, I don't give a fuck, because I've said this about a couple Mandela effects. You know this. Like, if you weren't born during those news when it came out and hearing what stories have changed, I mean, come on. In the 80s and 90s, I mean, you're talking. It had 35 to 40 years by the time we were start to think for ourselves to change. Stories change. I mean, like if I told you something, Bob, and you told your roommate tonight, the story's going to change a little bit. Now you're talking 35, 40 years, and unless you have like
the literature from the time.
If you had real recordings of audio of hearing what people talking about, kind of like why I respected Ed Warren, the Ed Warren, because he used to record police officers what they think of a ghost, and then when they change their story, he'd come back and say, whoa, you didn't say that on this tape. There was nothing like that for Roswell, so there was nothing to compare, just articles. Like you said, anybody could change articles. Anybody could write what they want to write.
Well, you got to get it. If you got the article from the United States government themselves, the classified, the declassified one, after 10 years, you got to declassify everything. But they line half the shit out. But if you get the then you can go ahead and tell people, look, honestly, I got this from the site. Here's the site. Look this up. And I can follow up by going on there and looking at the site, the whatever FBI site, the declassified site, to verify. Then you can be any age.
Well, let's check out this one. Let's check out this one. Roswell, to me, like I said, now this is also an old one too. This is 1951. Hold on, 10, 15, 14. Lubbock Lights. Flying wedges seen as possible space visitors. So on August 25th, 1951, 3 science professors from Texas Tech were enjoying an evening outdoors in Lubbock when they looked up and saw semicircle of lights flying above them at a high speed. Over the next few days, dozens of reports flooded in from across town. From Texas, freshman Carl Hart Jr. even snapped photos of the so-called Lubbock Lights phenomenon, which were published in newspapers across the country and Life magazine. Now, like I said, I can't verify, this is real or not, but I like it when they said multiple people were reporting this, just not one source. You had multiple groups reporting they saw strange lights.
Okay.
I love the formation. It reminds me of course, ducks. And where did the ducks get it from? Everything has a source. They didn't just learn it. They learned it from something else in their DNA, their instincts. And you see that formation pretty much every week nowadays. These UFOs and UAPs and these underwater ships as well that are popping up, they're getting braver and bolder. And I think half of them are the military and the government, but they are these extraterrestrials and other dimensions just tapping in. And when you see that formation, man, just admire it, because that's something special.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially in Florida. Florida's loaded with UFO sightings. It's loaded. I mean, there's some kind of, they call it the Bermuda Triangle, but it's changed locations from my memory, but it don't matter. It's still coming through there.
Yeah.
I know Puerto Rico, off the charts when it comes to UFO investigation stories, off the charts. They've got so many UFOs coming into Puerto Ricans, like hundreds of them. Well, I mean, the chupacabra to the UFOs at port over there.
On one side, there's the Gulf, and that has UFO bases and Godzilla. And then there's the Atlantic, where is the Bermuda Triangle. And when we did a cruise off of Miami for the Chris Jericho cruise, there was some kind of haunted podcast on there, and we actually summoned UFOs from the deck. And I sat out on my balcony like all night looking into the water, and it was psychedelic, man. You feel crazy things when you're out there with the water.
Yeah, people have. I don't like to say this because I felt like I had called a few in because I wanted to see them. I've done that with they call them the chemtrails, or the planes with the. I don't believe they're anything but a fucking UFO. I know that because I know the patterns of planes. I worked at an aerospace museum and I worked right at the airport. And I know how these things fly and what patterns they fly. They don't crisscross each other in big X's, and they don't play dodge games with each other like these things are doing. Even they're the airplanes. Bullshit. Anyway, I had sit there like you said and like mentally said, "Come in and say hi to me," and they come right across the sky like the moment I've asked for them. I said, "Oh, well, of course."
Well, let me ask you this, Bob. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Now, this incident led to Project Blue Book, which
Project
led to
Blue
Air
Book,
Force
yeah.
inquiries into UFOs. So, Bob, what is the Project Blue Book? What is it exactly?
Yeah, Project Blue Book was a group of scientists that were contracted by the Air Force, which worked for the United States government. So the Air Force put together this collection of scientists, and their job was to go out and investigate these unidentified objects and all the stories. It's kind of like the Pentagon, the Pentagon secret army, which we both know about, doing their little thing about every doing their investigations by the guy named Louis. Anyway, his name is Louis, but piece of shit, ex-military. Anyway, doing his little fucking false hat dance for his whatever. So yeah, the Project Blue Book was the same thing. It was a bunch of scientists that got together and they tried to give an answer to everything. Like swamp. This was obviously swamp gas. This is obviously a collection of electrical plasma. That was, they tried to debunk everything because there was a scare at the time, the big scare going on. The newspapers loved it. This is before they were controlled by one person. So all the actual news was really reporting like crazy, kind of like our show. Everybody was buzzing about UFOs. And then, of course, you've got Pulp Fiction, which means the TV the shows, the movies. Was it Orson Welles' Invasion? Everybody was scared of Martians and stuff, so they
13. 13. Roswell crash reported the military on July 6th. That's 13.
Yeah, July 6th. Yeah, 6 and 7. Yeah, yeah, perfect. Yeah, so yeah, Project Blue Book was just a collection of scientists that put together.
You know what it sounds like, Bob? When you're explaining it. There was an episode of South Park cartoon. There's a South Park. They're making a music documentary, and they wanted to play in China. So they write what the documentary is going to be about, but the China has to look at it first. You can say this. You can't say this. Say this. Can't say this. I mean, the government hires people. It's basically they're only going to say what they're allowed to be said.
Yeah, it was a filtered book. It was for the public. It was given to the public. It was exactly what it was supposed to be, just to squash any fires that were getting lit out there.
Now here's a drawing.
Hold on, see.
Well, here's number 4. This is actually a drawing. This is Leveland, 1957. This guy drew like a pyramid, kind of like looks like wings. Looks like an Indian.
That's weird.
So let's see what it says here. One of several people who witnessed the UFO in Leveland, Texas in 1957, holding up a drawing of what he saw. So basically, this is what he's saying that he saw in the sky. In the film Close Encounters of the Third Kind, there's a famous scene where a UFO makes the electronics in the car go haywire. I remember that scene. The real-life inspiration for that scene came from an incident in 1957. When a dozen of citizens of Leveland, Texas, individually reported seeing rocket or strange lights that interfered with their vehicles. Engines died, lights cut out. Through the police initially thought the reports were a hoax. They too saw the mysterious lights as they investigated the situation. Project Blue Book was assigned to investigate the case. Their findings, like the original X-Files. It was an electrical storm and a ball lightning that caused the lights and mechanical malfunctions, despite the fact there were no report thunderstorms in the area at night. So basically, the government is basically saying there was an electrical storm when there really wasn't, because there was nothing reported by the news that there was any weather issues. So I didn't know that the scene in Close Encounters was based on a
Probably, yeah, it makes sense.
probably seen in real life. Maybe.
Show this first, Eric. I don't want to interrupt you, but show this real fast. If you guys look at this room right here, if you guys don't know,
hold on, I actually got the web. I actually got that page up. It's too blurry on your phone.
The 58th wing. That's 13.
Yeah, this is the recovery crew. This was there it is. That's the recovery crew for the UFO. That was the recovery crew. B-29, which again for me, guys, the B-29 has undergone some unusual changes from what I remember. That's all I'm going to say. It's for me and only me, and I'm misremembering because the B-29 completely changed for me. It's got a computer. They didn't have computers at that time. But anyway, there it is, the 58 wing group. Yeah, that was the recovery team that went and got that. And it's got a little bit of a matrix code right on the. Anyway,
it looks like there's X marked the spot, and it looks like a nuclear bomb just exploded through the mushroom.
Because they were stationed out there in Nevada, and so that's where they launched all the nuclear. That's where they practiced building the bomb there, and so obviously they were one of the groups that would drop it. So that was their thing.
And it also looks like the alien head. The smoke.
Don't it look like an alien head?
And then it also looks like the Freemason logo, of course, the pendulum upside down, just like a baseball diamond.
Yeah, it does. Actually,
Well, if you look at the zero, that looks like an X for like X-Files.
Yeah, X-Files. Yeah, the X marks the spots. What that is, X marks the spots.
It also looks like two faces too. If you look at just like the blue outline and going in toward the white, it looks like two noses and mouths looking at each other.
It looked like an alien's face.
Yeah, like an alien
all over
looking at a man.
And the two birds could be angels.
Yep.
There you go. The two lightning bolts. There's a lightning bolts coming out of the cloud, the explosion cloud. How beautiful is that? Nice nuclear. I think we all died from nuclear explosion one time. It's kind of fucking sad.
Now
we don't remember it though.
Well, here we go. Now we're getting more. Like I guess in the 60s nothing's happened, but
this was the bicentennial year too. So it was a huge year, and of course 1 + 9 0, 7 + 6 13.
Yeah, around 1976. Yep.
Yeah.
September 19th. Yeah.
You got to turn on to it. Now, try not to go too much and let it come to you. So try not to look too hard for the 13s and then let it go. Like just let it go. Like
I already knew from the bicentennial year though, because I was literally picking out quarters today.
Yeah.
It's on my eBay history. I was looking to see how much those 1976 quarters are worth. So of course they had to have fireworks for the bicentennial.
Yeah. When you guys start doing numbers, don't go crazy because don't start subtracting and doing. Because then you're not doing it right. It comes to you naturally.
And this
it'll just be there. It'll just be there. And again, it's Occam's razor. It's got to be simple. It's because whatever is giving you the message is assuming everyone has a very large lizard brain and everyone's stupid. That's the secret. Don't be smart. Be simple when you look at these codes.
Well, the
simpler you think, the easier you'll find them. That's how they work.
Well, in this story, this story is actually in Iran. So this one is Iran, where it started with phone calls for the concerned citizens reporting a bright light in the sky. I'm surprised. Usually in Iran, the bright lights usually bombs being sent to you. But an F-4 fighter jet was sent out to investigate. But near the object, its instruments blacked out. So apparently, apparently their instruments were blacked out, forcing the pilot to return to base. A second F-4 took its place. As it neared the unusual light, it achieved radar lock.
Iranian.
Hey, Bob, you're breaking up very badly.
We're losing connection with them. That's always trippy when that happens too, because I always look to you to see if you're blurring out too, but it's usually just him.
Yeah. He'll jump back in. Now, according to this, let me see here. Did she radar lock? Okay, radar lock. But according to the pilot, the UFO released a glowing object, which the pilot assumed to be sort of missile headed straight for him. Makes sense. As he prepared to fight back, the pilot experienced malfunctions with the instruments, and he witnessed another bright object released from the UFO that headed straight towards the ground. He safely returned to base despite the faulty equipment. After the incident, Iran contacted the United States to aid them in an investigation. An unclassified memo by U.S. Air Force Section Chief Lieutenant Colonel Alan Moo detailed the event of the night. There are explanations for nearly all of them, really. So there's a reason why. Okay. Now, so the last two stories both explain that the electrical part stopped working. Now, Texas said it was an electrical storm, which the news articles, newspapers never reported any storms that day. And in Iran, Iran wasn't probably like Iran like it was the last 20 years. So 1976, I mean.
There's been a lot of reports of them shutting down the electronics and then not showing up on grids. They definitely have some advanced technology, and it's all just electricity, and they can just manipulate our ships from probably pretty far away with like lasers and just energy beams. So it is pretty crazy, and there's tons of sightings in the Middle East. They're always showing their crazy footage in the desert, and then there's movies about the jinn, and then the Kandahar giant over there. So there's a plethora of mysteries and monsters that hide over there in those mountains and crevices. And then there's, of course, entrances to Middle Earth and sacred soil, maybe the Euphrates River over in Africa. There's been crashes there, and you can't cover up everything.
Nope.
Some of these underwater pirates, they find some of this technology. I was thinking that with the Cajuns and a couple of these Rough Riders, they get their hands on the UFOs. Back in the day in the Wild Wild West, we saw it with Cowboys versus Aliens. There's some kind of roots to reality with that.
Well, we got a special guest. This is the alien that actually crashed at Roswell. This is actually the alien that crashed at Roswell.
I don't know what you're talking about. I got kicked off again. I'm trying to fix this damn thing here.
Well, you broke up very badly. We couldn't hear what you were saying in the last part. But finishing the story, Bob, basically finishing the story, both jets had malfunctions, electrical malfunctions. And, of course, they told the U.S., and the U.S. said there's explanations for every single thing that you saw.
Well, yeah, it's some kind of magnetic thing. It kind of takes over your instrument.
Oh, Robert found his COVID mask. Oh, that's your COVID mask. Oh, thank you, Criminal.
Oh, no, I don't have a mask. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I have no mask. Sometimes my face gets a little bit, it's the lighting. The lighting. It's not that.
It was
the lighting. Yeah, it's the ship. I had to go back to my human or my other alien form and then go back to the ship. Say everything's fine. We got the humans working just fine. We've got them all the information they need to know about. We're letting them know right now. It's hard finding the people, man. Oh, you guys are smart, man. It's fucking hard. Some humans are smart. It's fucking hard. It's hard.
Now here's one. It is in 1980. So this is called the Rendlesham Forest, 1980. So in December 1980, U.S. Air Force members stationed at two British Royal Air Force bases, Woodbridge and Bentwaters, reported seeing strange, colorful lights above the Rendlesham Forest, about 100 miles northeast of London. One man entered the forest to investigate claims to have discovered some sort of spacecraft there. And the next day, others confirmed damage to nearby trees and a higher than normal level of radiation at the site. Several days later, more sightings were reported. I have heard stories like that where they went to the grass or the dirt, and there was actually glass. The dirt has formed into glass into areas that it would never get that hot unless a lightning strikes the dirt.
Yeah. Well, what if you guys want to know the actual truth, and you did not hear this from me because nothing I say is fucking real. England has nuclear silos from the United States of America, and we've got them strategically placed over here, but you guys did not hear that from me because it's not true. So, well, apparently these these unidentified flying objects were hovering over the silos, and not only did they actually clicked them on for a little bit. They turned them on. They were like clicking the numbers, and then they turned everything off. They were showing everybody that, you know, they could do whatever they want. So yeah.
Now,
as in they could do anything they want.
Now this next one, Bob, has a picture of the famous triangle. Now, was it similar of what you saw? I
saw no triangle. I've never seen a triangle in my life. Well, it was one time, but it was not like that. That's fake. I don't know. Those things to me are fake. I've actually seen a golden triangle, like it's shaped like a pyramid. I've seen a pyramid, but that was a while back in the 90s. But now I see the ball. It's a round ball, or I see the tube, the white tube. I've never seen a disc. That's why I always tell people, it's when I'm debunking and looking at the histories of UFOs, you always see a type of UFO in that year. So the 50s saw the flying saucer, and the 60s the flying saucer, and then like the 70s it starts to change into a different shape, and then the 80s has its own shape, and then now we've got the tack. And then we got the balls, you know. It's like, oh, we also have this triangle shape, an American-made UFO. I'm like, really? Bullshit. America's too stupid. But anyway, yeah, no, we've got this American one. But they did, I guess, the Germans had the Glocke, which went through time. They had their own magical. I think the Americans stole the Glocke and tried to make their own version, but that's a whole separate comic book right there. I walked in one of them motherfuckers, man. Been screwed up ever since. But yeah.
Now, Scott,
I've never seen one of those.
Now, Scott says, I've seen a triangle with the same lights 3 weeks ago.
Okay. I'm not saying they don't exist, because he wouldn't have pictures and people stepping up saying they've seen those. So, again, I have not seen one. I'm trying to be as honest as I can, telling you guys the shapes that I've seen.
Well, and what makes it hard is, you know, X-Files had episodes with the triangle. You know, just like Close Encounter of the Third Kind had the aliens come out of the ships. And now everybody claims they've seen something almost similar. So I'm not saying they haven't, but when you already got the shape planted memory in your head, sometimes it's easy to plant that with things that, you know, you're trying to figure out.
Yeah, as Connor would agree, back in the day, they saw a leprechaun.
Scott is saying we live 20 minutes away from Selfridge Air Base.
Oh, you're probably seeing a lot of jet scramble lately. There's a lot.
But all those air bases are strategically placed so that they can spy on the routes of these UAPs and strange ships in the air. But yeah, I think a lot of them are from the Germans, and probably Hitler is still freaking, you know, coordinating them. It's freaking wild, man. You know, once you sit from the fountain of youth and you're riding in spaceships, what kind of limits can you actually draw?
Well, if you, in all reality, to debunk whatever, if you have a war going on and they're watching the boys fight, and these interdimensionals, whatever you want to call time and whatever, they come in, and one of them was somehow magically captured, a ship physically taken, and then you got the kids trying to rebuild it. Well, then you got a problem, and one of them successfully goes into time. I even made a joke that in this comic book, I have seen evidence of Nazis winning the war. To me, I was like, when I first woke up at 6, I said the Nazis won the war. Holy shit! It's secretly they won the war. Because look at Germany. I mean, look at Britain. That's why I'm in Britain, looking around the Mandela effects or whatever in Britain. They salute like this. They used to salute like this. It's like Z Hail. Eric, bring up the British flag. Type in the British flag. I'm gonna show you guys something kind of cool. The British flag.
Yeah, it might be pretty crazy if the Germans won the war and then put a spell over everybody, and then they made everybody think Hitler killed himself. And of course, Operation Paperclip. They sent all the best Nazi scientists out to Russia and America to teach our youth and start have That's why I have no ties to NASA. It means to deceive in Hebrew. You know, people have been so brainwashed that they want to fight me for just breaking down their little fairy tale beliefs. We're in a comic book, not a fairy tale, man.
If you see the corners now, in my memory, which is incorrect, let me stress that real fast, there was a solid center stripe all the way in every one of these bars. It was a solid center red stripe, not in the sides. It has a whole new history to each one of the corner stripes. But if you look at the white or just look at the red, the way that's tucked in the corner, you could see a swastika. It's a swastika. It actually is a swastika. I could see a swastika in the corners. It's the way because it's shifted. My memory was a center bar, and there was nothing in the sides. There's no gap between the sides. But now there's a gap. So when I first saw it, I go, "Oh my God, the fucking British now have a British flag. It's a swastika in the center." And I see the swastika popping up all through antiquity. Well, it's an old, yeah, it is an old symbol, but why all of a sudden it's everywhere? Even the Americans had an original planes with swastikas, swastika jewelry in America. The swastikas here, they're everywhere. It's just exploded with swastikas everywhere.
And of course, it goes back to ancient Sumerians. You know, like even the Germans were using it. They didn't originate it, and everybody's trying to brainwash everybody and shift them to think it was evil. Yeah. And now you can't even draw a swastika nowadays without, going to jail for it. But then they have it right on the flag, sailing high, everybody's saluting it. So it's some kind of crazy democracy conundrum that they have us stuck in. No wonder we can't balance and find ourselves.
So the swastika is hidden in this flag now. Now, again, guys, this is probably wrong, and most likely it is. I'm just throwing a little bit of a conspiracy bullshit thing at you. But it felt like somehow that if the Germans were successful in time travel and they managed to send a Glocke, the bell, into the past and have one person get out of it and go, "Holy shit, I made it," and start changing shit around and start doing these invasions and starting fires and doing things here and moving things and then, hey, introducing themselves. "Hi, I am the German and I'm from the future. Then sent back here with the bell," and they show them the whole time travel bell, and they're like, "Whoa, you actually are from the future, changing time." Because now, if you look at the famous story of what's his name, the black guy and the white girl, and from the East Coast, or from they got abducted. What was his name? Bill, and you guys know what I'm talking about. The guy and the girl, they were abducted. The first abductees, Eric. There's a black guy and a white gal. Nothing wrong with racial, whatever. It's just nothing. It's just
Malcolm X.
Bill and Ted.
No, what was their name? Betty and Barney Hill.
Wow.
Betty, and you guys remember Betty and Barney Hill, the first actual abductees on record? Bill and Barney Hill. Anyway, so Bill and Barney Hill, I guess, whatever. Anyway, Betty and Barney Hill. Yeah, people probably remember the sidebar. Got abducted. No, they're famous. The funny thing is nobody remembers in this timeline, but Betty and Barney Hill were the most famous abductees on fucking record, and they've got a whole thing of them in a multiple books out. And the one thing that they said was unusual that I have never heard of, even taking the class at the university, was there was a red-headed, bearded man in the spaceship with the little grays. There was a little grays, and then I guess there was one of the big bug ones, a big bug one.
Betty and Barney. That's what Criminal said.
They saw there was a German-speaking red-bearded person, red hair, who looked Irish but spoke German. German in a UFO. And Betty and Barney Hill. You guys look up Betty and Barney Hill. There was they talked about a German-speaking guy in the UFO. Why a German-speaking guy? What?
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
German-speaking.
He was probably one of the scientists. It was probably Werner von Braun before he went up to the firmament.
Probably was, yeah. So is there evidence? It seems to be popping up, like in antiquity, evidence of what Nazis could have won the war and are the ones manipulating time. It's ironic that the CERN is in where's CERN located, right? Up in Switzerland. Didn't they have a big ass storm over there? Didn't they have a big old storm in Germany right now? It's tearing shit up, holes, everything's sinking in the ground. Isn't it located right up around that area? Like pretty damn close up there where the CERN big old, it's in the ground. Isn't there? Yeah, there. Betty and Barney Hill.
Yeah, how Betty and Barney Hill alien abduction story defined the generation.
Yeah, that's them. Yeah. And they discussed, it'll be, I don't know if it'll be, if you can read it in there, you have to fast read or whatever, but they talked about a German guy, a redheaded German guy.
New
on
Hampshire.
on the UFO.
So, New Hampshire, White Mountains, in September night in 1961. They hadn't seen a car for miles, and a strange light came and seemed to follow them. There were 2 hours drive, but neither of them can remember what happened.
Ooh.
With the help of psychiatrists, the quiet couple eventually revealed a startling story. Gray beings with the large eyes had walked them into a metallic disc as wide. Betty said as her house was long. Once inside, the beings examined the couple and erased their memories.
Oh, yeah. Then they did hypnosis.
And then there's no Project Blue Book again. The experience would kick off an Air Force inquiry, part of the secretive initiative Project Blue Book that investigates UFO sightings across the country.
Blue Book, 13. Blue 13. Wait. Blue Book.
It's all right there.
Yeah. But they were abducted, and it's the typical grays. The only thing different that I didn't... In my class, I don't remember no German guy, but in this place, in this comic book, there's a German in there. That's totally new to me. I don't know if they mentioned it. They should mention it there somewhere. It's down find it. He's in there. And you got yourself a goddamn Nazi. So did the Nazis actually win the war? I wonder.
So that's the picture he drew. Looks like a drum with the two.
The windows. Those are the windows. So that's the disc. Now remember, at that time, it was the disc. Everybody saw the disc. I think even the Palladians fly in on a disc now. Well, they used to fly in on a disc.
Well, apparently, his IQ was at 140. So he's a very intelligent man. So I guess if you got an IQ 140, he must be telling the truth.
And,
oh my God.
And they have a higher chance of having encounters with these strange beings. You know, a lot of the missing 401 cases, they go after rocket scientists and then people with special abilities. So, yeah, they are testing on these people for a certain reason. He probably had something they wanted. That's pretty wild.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That actually looks like the restaurant at the Space Needle.
Yeah, it looks like the Skyline Tower over in Niagara Falls as well.
Oh, yeah. Maybe they are spaceships. Maybe they are spaceships. We just don't know it.
I think the pyramids are spaceships. Of course, they're giant instruments, and if you can get the certain vibrational level, that they would just take off, and they probably form into, transformers and bigger things. They don't just show these things in movies for no reason. Just like the Devil's Tower, everybody knows the Devil's Tower didn't form from freaking volcano hexagons. No, this was either a giant petrified tree stump or just the foot of a giant. So imagine how big that giant was, and then how big the trees would be if giants were that big. So we have to expand our minds and look at, mud fossils if we're really diving into, aliens and UAPs.
What do you think of that comment? Being hypnotized can imprint false memories.
Absolutely, and it's been proven they can. It's been proven they can. They've done it before. That's how they get people to stop taking drugs. It's effective 100%. Quit smoking, stop taking drugs, stop certain bad habits by giving you a false memory that you didn't smoke. You stop smoking. So yeah, that's 100%. So you got to ask yourself, who is the one doing the hypnosis, and are they trusted to not put false information in? You got to really be strict on that. It's like you'd have to have a debunker sitting right next to that psychiatrist saying, the moment they start did you see any gray aliens with the big guys? Yeah, as a matter of fact, I did. You got to be careful, because the moment they put that in their head, they're going to see it. People don't know it, but when you're sitting on the couch, you're a little bit high eating potato chips, and you fucking fall asleep watching a horror movie, you're dreaming that movie. You're running from the monster in the movie. You're listening to it subconsciously while you're sleeping. It's the same thing as someone telling you. So unfortunately, that is correct. So to play devil's advocate for debunking, yeah, that's right. So did they actually get abducted? Were they abducted by aliens? They sure think so. And they've sure convinced the publicists to put out books that and there's a large community of UFO people that believe it.
Well, Bob, let me show you these pictures and let me know real or fake. Yeah. The famous pictures lately of the government the last 2-3 years saying that's an unidentified object. Is that real? Is that Photoshop?
It can be Photoshopped. It can easily be manipulated and changed. It's the source that it came from. So the government of the United States government has put it out and put their stamp on it that they have put it out. So they have claimed it. They have claimed it. So but then again, do you believe your government? I don't know. It's up to you also. But yeah, they have claimed it.
This comment says it's a seal.
It's a seal. It could be a seal in the water, in the ocean. Yeah, it could be. But the government is telling you it's an unidentified. They have a different name for it. It's not UFO.
He's gone again. I have some UFO footage from a mutual friend that I just want to show real quick. Yeah, if you want to give me the full screen while Bob's gone.
Okay, I think I'm back. Oh, shit.
You're back, Bull. I'll show this footage real quick, guys. This was taken in the Panhandle by a mutual friend.
The white object, yeah, I can see it.
And then a bunch spray off of it. This was in the Panhandle of Florida, south of Onstown, not even 15 minutes from my house, just a couple weeks ago. Pretty crazy. And that's just on a farm. No special effects, no nothing. Very special. Shout out Craig Lipford, a friend of mine through the Mears family.
That's awesome. Man, I'm surprised a news channel didn't get.
Yeah, it circulated on Facebook. I'm not sure if the news picked it up, but, you can't count on the news for everything because they're just months behind, I think they have Mandela walls around their premises because they don't remember nothing.
Eric, put my post up. I just typed one in. Did you see it, Eric? Robert Wood.
You typed something. What you do?
Yeah, sidebar. Put it up.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
You typed that in. Give me a second.
My biggest UFO encounter was I was in my backyard with my best friend Jake, and we were just stargazing, looking at the sky for a long amount of time when our eyes adapt. And we saw this orange glowing, pulsating like bulb. And after about 5 minutes of still seeing it, we said, you see that? And we're like, yeah. And it actually turned into a line and then started like manipulating our mind. And I felt like it had total control over me. So we had to just snap out of it. It was pretty crazy. And then, of course, every time I've ever done psychedelics, when you look at the stars in the sky, it really comes alive and you can see everything coming behind you. And, I don't believe in the ISS. So when they told us that ISS was flying over in a solid line, I saw it. It was going in a solid line, but I don't believe it was the International Space Station. That's an imaginary space station. All the videos, I've already proved it. I've posted it. I've gone to the NASA websites that show it. NASA deceives, man, and they use harnesses and spray in their videos. I don't got much time for astronauts. What do they give the best actor? A Moon Man award. These guys are gods for myself, not freaking actors.
Sure. Eric, did you see my? I've been posting some stuff on the side. Have you seen it? Well, I was knocked off.
You're not. But there's nothing. There's no link that you put in that I can click on.
Well, no, not a link. The words are important. The words
on the car trunk that were concentrated circles with magnetic abnormalities.
Well, yeah, put that up there. That was also proof that there was a Also, and then there's one before that. There's another 13 code in there. So look for Robert Wood up there. Put it in there. Eric's ignoring me. Barney died at age 46. Betty died at 85. And there's your little math.
I like that. It balances out right there at 13. I like how you're so fast, like you get knocked off and then you're sending coded messages on the side.
Because that's why. Because every time I start fucking trying to bring out some truthful numbers or something, it's showing what I call a matrix code within the code of the computer that we live in. Boom, it knocks me off. Every fucking time I go, oh, I got something to put up. Boom, gone. So I get it on there, and then I'm like, Eric, God damn it, post my shit before it knocks me off again.
Well, I don't get to see every single. I don't see every single one. Or I'll be staring at.
If it says Robert Wood, you put it on there. There's the number one rule. If it says Connor, put it on there. But yeah, so there's the math right there. These things. Now you got, again, people, it's just a fucking number. It means nothing. However, if you're doing probabilities, what's the probability of a 13 showing up at this? What's the probability of a 13 showing up on this, this, and this? What's the probability of this being blue, which comes out to 13? What's the probability of this certain signal? It's a matrix code. It's there for you to see. Once you identify that number, then you look at the rest of the sentences and stuff, and then you start seeing the other codes. That's how, if this was an alien communication device for people, you don't need the Mandela effect, okay? It's good if you have it because, again, I only knew to look at Kenneth Arnold is because he said it was a blue UFO he saw. He never said blue, and I took the class. So that started me looking. Anybody can do it. Again, anybody can do it. You don't need the Mandela effect or any of that bullshit.
Let me show you this one. This supposedly happened on June 20th up in Tennessee, Morristown, Tennessee. As I walked out the front door tonight to go to the gas station for my wife, I immediately noticed extreme bright light directly above my house in the sky. I thought at first it was a low-flying helicopter with the spotlight and looking in my neighborhood. Very quickly, I realized that it was not a helicopter, and I yelled for my wife after we proceed to watch the object move incredible speeds across the sky, slow down and stop, and I looked like whatever. Here, let me just sit. Let me see here. So that's the object. It's right there. A white floating dot. And it's just laying there. It's just staying in one spot.
What is it? Is it a UFO on there?
That white dot is supposed to be the UFO over Tennessee.
Yeah, it's definitely
Oh.
looking strange and moving strange. It's not a plane. It's not a bird. It's definitely some kind of anomaly in the sky.
I actually can't see anything.
It's very.
I'm looking hard.
Yeah, I think it just went away. Hold on. There.
Yeah, well, there we go. There we go. There's a white ball. That's the white ball. Yeah. Now we got to ask ourselves: is that a star? But there's no other stars around it, and it's moving. That's a white ball. Now we got to ask the questions: is there a new kind of drone that they're flying around for a fucking hoax that's in the shape of a ball with props? Yeah, it's the fucking. I haven't seen anything like that, but it's definitely probable that it could be a drone. I hate saying shit like that because people. I know what I saw, and I hate saying I have to fucking debunk what I say. I hate that, but sometimes you're like, shit. Or it could be a UFO.
Well, here's one that's July 17, 2021 in Kentucky.
See, they're popping up everywhere, guys.
See, look. That's
Everybody's got one up now.
You can see the black dot.
Yeah, you sure can.
Let me see if we get the close, more of a close up. But it's floating there. It looks like my cowboy hat up there.
Oh, that's some kind of Mars. I don't know what the hell. Although I see what they're doing. Yeah. That's what they're doing. They've changed the color. Yeah, you can see it. It's definitely an object, and it's unidentified.
And that's in Kentucky.
Oh shit! It's the pyramid shape one, or is it the ball? It looks like a hat. It looks like a disc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, they're there, and more people every day. It's fun to look up and see how many UFOs I can find out there. And that's why I was telling Eric that we got to do one because I can't not see them now. They're every Tom, Dick, and Harry and Grandma and Grandpa are seeing them now. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. They're coming in droves now.
Let me just show you this one more.
These storms are happening.
Well, look at this one, Bob. Let me show you one more. This is in Japan. This one's in Japan. UFO sighting was filmed in Yokosuka, Japan on July 10, 2021.
No, that's my military base. I was stationed there.
And see those red dots?
Holy fuck.
Or you see the white thing floating around. You see this white thing right there, just like.
That's pretty sweet.
That's an American Navy base. I was stationed there.
Wow.
He sure is.
Yeah. It says the fast-moving UFO was filmed during thunderstorms over U.S. Navy base in Japan.
I was stationed there. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's neat.
Yeah.
You get to see how fast it goes.
There he is. You know, my gut wants to tell me that these are like cameras. They're watching people. They're watching particular people, or they're watching particular groups. Of course, that's a military Navy base. Obviously, they're watching that one. Plus, like we talk about the stories where they fly over installations where you have nuclear armament and all those other things.
I got a couple crazy ones from Informing Masses. If you want to let me have some things, check this out, guys.
Yeah, that's pretty big. The colors, beautiful colors on there. Informing Masses.
Yeah, Informing Masses. He's part of our Instagram research crew. He's huge on like dark web videos and a bunch of stuff. And a lot of people could, of course, just jump and say, "Oh, that's fake." But look at that; it's pretty interesting. And then I'll show you a couple other ones real quick. This one is an attack. This looks like kind of like the Middle East. You can see the disc right there.
The Watchers.
And then, boom. Huge explosion. And you've seen with a lot of these explosions that there's either dragons in the sky or discs. It's very, very crazy and incredible. And then here's my last one I'll show. This is from Taurus. Old UFO video, 1984, Russia.
Oh, wow.
That's neat.
That's up in the clouds, probably from a plane, it looks like.
Wow.
But, you know, there are new UFO videos every single day, and most of them look like just lights and all, but there are close-up videos. And, you know, Buckingham Palace and the Smithsonian, they have their hands on spaceships and fallen other entities from the ground. Because, like I said, I call these things living things a lot of the time because they're just plasma. They have to adapt with the sky.
I call them living things, yeah.
You know,
Eric, did you see the date on the one from Japan?
yeah.
I put it on there.
I just want to do a shout out. I haven't seen Lisa Silva here in a long time. Glad to see you. That's awesome that you're here with us. July 10th, 2021.
What's the math? Below it's another
There was another explosion. They're bombing these places, man. I've seen them hit trains before. These spaceships, they take out trains in the Middle East. A lot of these fights over there in the mountains are a lot deeper than weapons of mass destruction. They're weapons of extraterrestrials.
It's the Ark of the Covenant.
I'm
Eric,
I'm trying to do your math. I'm trying to do your math. Maybe my brain's not working today. July is 7, 10. That would make it 17. Then he has a 20 and 21. Man, are you saying that equals out to 13?
Yeah. 7 plus 1 0 plus 2 0 2 1.
3, 5, 6. Oh, okay. Because the July is the 7. So if you add 1, 2, and 2, 1, that makes it a 6. So the 6 and the 7 makes it a 13. Okay.
Yeah, and that's that on the date on the one from Japan.
Okay.
Now,
that makes sense.
I mean, it's just
I don't.
It's just another one of those.
I live in the world of logic and evidence. Show me the evidence. Well, the problem is, nobody has accurate 100% evidence, or otherwise, you know what? Even if somebody came out and say we proved that the videos like Bigfoot showed is 100% real, people are still going to say it's fake. I mean, there's never going to. It's just like Mandela effect with residue, where people say the residue is real, people say it's fake. So you're never going to know what's real and fake. To me, it's a belief system that you're going to just have to feel it for yourself.
Yeah.
Because
the scientists, you just take down the information.
Well, the problem with scientists is people think scientists are liars. So people can't even believe what scientist says.
Even when I debunk it, even when I want to say I want to believe it, but I said I can't, there's not enough evidence, so I debunk it. However, I take the information and I put it aside. I don't dismiss it. And then later on, I might have more evidence to go back and relook at it and say, hey, now there's a probability to it. Now it's definitely, plausible. I call it plausible, low plausible, highly plausible, or not plausible at all.
Hold on, real quick.
Some of these things are just low plausible, but plausible.
Real quick, Scott. Scott wants Bigfoot's Instagram, so you want to post that in the chat for him.
Yeah, my Instagram is Bigfoot Anonymous, and then my YouTube is Bigfoot Anon, and I upload new videos every single day. I do new investigations of urban places, abandoned homes, haunted houses, then, of course, scary cryptid monsters, the Kohili Goat Man,
I got it right here.
Molly, and Bigfoot, and a bunch of it. And I just went to the Jeepers Creepers film location, Edward Scissorhands. And everybody follow me on TikTok if you're with it. I'm on the quest to 10,000. I'm at 7,500 followers. And then, of course, while I'm on it, I want everybody to check out Erie Swamps Road Trip to Eden, Big Brother, Bigfoot, and Monsters and Mysteries Around the Corner.
Nice.
Those are my babies. Those are available on Amazon. I talk fast, but I write even faster. So definitely check it out, but read all 3 before the 4th one comes out on my birthday, August 28th, next month.
Support him because he works at a comic book store, which is a dying art form. So this poor guy is getting minimum wage at a fucking comic book store. I mean, he's barely in there, man. It's still hanging on, which is very rare. So give so little support his way.
Yeah, and I just want to show that my Reddit page actually hit over 300, so that's growing. So I want to thank you guys.
Nice.
I want to thank you guys for helping that out, making that grow. You can always catch Bigfoot's always on here. Like there's some UFO stuff I have on here. UFO sightings. This is the video from Bob from the Manila Effect 1417. Texas. Oh shit! Somebody just took it off. I'm sorry. Texas Danny. About
Texas Danny.
What's that?
Well, I was watching. I wanted to shout out Texas Danny. Just put a video out today, which I thought it captured everything. You guys, I highly recommend you go see Texas Danny's today's message. It was a heartfelt message. It was fucking amazing. I thought he really said it. He articulated it very well to the community of those of you that are you. Really well done. But what's funny was I was watching his, Eric, and the whole damn thing went down. My whole computer went down. Every time we look at Danny's shit, something happens. Every time.
One? You got 2 of them. You got one from 2 days ago and one from today.
Today was really good. Today, I like today.
So 22 minutes. So what I'll do is I won't play it because it's 22 minutes, but I'll post it in the chat.
He's a fantastic. I like that. He's such a non-biased person. He's non-biased. He's as a veteran like myself. He's a sinner like myself, but he's a damn good-hearted person like myself. I try to be one of the best guys out there. I just think one of the guys that you'll never feel he doesn't diss anybody. He's 100% neutral, which is the coolest thing. I'm chaotic neutral, which puts me in a different standing in the video game. So, Connor, what are you? I'm chaotic neutral. What is your role?
I'd definitely say I'm a little bit chaotic neutral too, but when I'm out, like in myself, I'm chaotic neutral. But when I have to be with the team, I have to be the neutral one. I have to be the one that can steer the ship. When we're all melting on mushrooms and everybody's looking to me, I have to make it look like I'm keeping my cool. So I'm definitely the neutral. But when I'm in my own element, I'm the chaotic neutral.
Yeah. Eric, Dungeons and Dragons talk, everybody that's out there. We're just using Dungeons and Dragons talk. Eric, Eric probably doesn't know what it is. Eric, what do you consider yourself? If you know what it is, if you know what we're talking about, it's a Dungeons and Dragons label. Are you you might have to say, was it neutral, chaotic good?
When I was in New York,
chaotic good.
Let me think about this. So when I was in New York, we one day we played 10 hours of Dungeons and Dragons. Oliver was Dungeon Master, and I was a wizard, a human farm wizard, not the normal side, a little bit of the gray Jedi side, the one that can switch both ways anytime he wants. What's that called?
Wait. Is it a warlock?
I was a warlock. Yes, I was a warlock. I was a warlock. I was a human warlock, but I could be evil and good.
So you're chaotic good? Chaotic good.
It's where I can't remember, but
on your paper.
But I'm only your friend because I want something from you.
Yeah. I think it's chaotic good. You know what we need to do, guys? We need to have an online Connor, get your friends. We need to do a Dungeons and Dragons game live.
That would be cool. Online. I have a set of dice, but I think everybody, a couple sets of dice would definitely help.
Yeah. Oh God, I need dice. Well, yeah. Well, if you have a DM, You have a DM. If somebody
Then
knows a good DM,
I know a perfect DM, Bob.
yeah, that has the dice. The DM can have all that stuff there, and then the behind the curtain does all the rolling and stuff.
Oliver has it all.
Let's do it like on a Saturday when everyone's available at a certain time. When everyone's available, we can plan it, and then we can do an online Dungeons and Dragons game. We get a couple of people on here.
Yeah,
do it.
I like
Oliver is fantastic as a DM.
Yeah, he could be our DM.
I bet we get a lot of people watching out of curiosity when we're talking about slaying dragons and shit. I think it'd be pretty fun. Eric, we should talk to Oliver and see if we can, if it's possible to do an online game. I'm sure someone's done it.
Oh yeah, they do it all the time. That's how a lot of people play nowadays. Is through
You can
Zoom.
do it. Mostly everybody just needs their own dice.
Yeah, I have to buy my dice.
Or the DM could just roll for everybody. But I like the idea of
roll
having your own dice because you get that personal touch, and then you just have to have the honor system. We have to tell the truth. We can't be like 16, 18, 19.
I don't trust nobody. I especially don't trust you two guys. So when I played, we had the DM was the only one to roll the dice. So Eric, if you could arrange a dungeon master that does the only dice we have in the game, then we could just be the characters in the game in a little box. We have a little character up in a box, and we can get some more people to participate. We get maybe 6 of us total or so. We could throw a gal in the mix. We need at least a gal or two. Then we could do this game. We'll do it.
Remember, I can have up to nine squares on the screen.
Well, then we could do a big DM game. Let's get some. Yeah. Those of you in the sidebar, for those of you guys that are watching, if you want to participate in the Dungeons and Dragons game, you want to get on there in a little box. Send Eric an email or Connor, one of the two. It don't matter. Don't send me shit because I don't read nothing. You guys get in this game. We'll have a good time. We'll do it on a Saturday or whatever day, Saturday, Sunday, when everyone's available to do it. I'll have to even if I have to get up at 4 in the morning because you guys have different schedules, I'll do it. Whatever it takes.
That'll be awesome.
I'll just be drinking beers at 4 in the morning. That's no big deal.
That'll be something special.
Easy email, guys. Easy email. GypsyRoadEffect@gmail.com. GypsyRoadEffect@email.com.
Yeah. Do you guys want to play Dungeons and Dragons? If you want to participate in the grand Dungeons and Dragons game, I think it'll be fun.
The quest.
Yeah, the quest. Tony would probably want to jump in the game.
Well, I don't know, man. He does like 11-hour shows, man.
Yeah, it'd be easy for him. It'd be like I used to play. We played Dungeons and Dragons. It'd be like we start in the morning and then in the next day, like the next day at noon or evening, like the day nobody slept. Fucking still playing. Can't stop playing, and it has nothing to do with anything with the devil. Everybody, there's no religious connotations. It's all fantasy based, like a comic book. That's it. It's fantasy, pure fantasy, like playing with fucking G.I. Joe dolls. That's it. There's no summoning demons or anything. So it's just fantasy game. If anybody wants to play a game, it'd be cool. That'd be fun.
No, it is fun. It is fun because I remember in New York, my son handing a note to a player, like, what the fuck? What are you handing him?
Oh God, yes.
And he handing the note because somebody stole money from another player. I'm like, what?
Yeah, that's how it is. Oh shit!
I'm like,
I would.
When did he get a note?
How would you give him a note online while we're playing? I'd have to have his email. He'd have to have email.
Yeah, it's a private email. Yeah, you can do that. Everybody sends him an email. Yep.
And then he'll be able to suggest.
You have private chat, so you would have to maybe use the private chat.
Well, everybody can see the private chats who's playing. All you got to do is have an email.
Send
him an email, and he'll know who you are. Just tell him, this is my email address. He'll find a name to it.
Or he can create a language with every single player and a code, and then he can just speak in the code. He's going to have to dedicate pretty much the rest of his life to this one match. But that would be awesome. Just because he's put so many hours, he has more experience than a lot of people 3 times as old as him.
Yeah, he's good at this game. So we pick our characters, and we can have it all arranged before we get on, and we'll do this, man, and get an email set up, and I'll have a side little. I'm sending them email. Hey man, I'm a note guy. I'm always fucking people over. I'm a thief. I always play a thief, so I'm always stealing from everybody. So a lot of your shit's gonna be gone during the game. Like you won't know what happened.
But they always say, "What comes around goes around."
Yeah, that's during the game. Yeah, everything.
You'll be the first one to kill off.
Yeah, we'll throw you into the pit, man.
You won't even know I did it.
Unicorn bait.
But yeah, let's just throw that together and see if that works. And we'll have a big grand title tonight's special. Live.
We can hire someone to animate it too. They could turn it into an animated show, kind of like Common Quest.
Wouldn't that be cool? Doing a animated.
Well, guys, I think that's a plan. I mean, I'll talk to Oliver, and I guarantee he'll start planning the adventure. He's got books up to here.
Yeah.
And the thing is, he plays 100% fair. I mean, he doesn't favor anybody. I mean, he doesn't like it. He doesn't like it if you don't play fair. I mean, play fair within the game.
Yeah.
As long
as he has the dice, you can't. There's nothing you can do.
Beyond that, guys, tomorrow we'll be back on tomorrow. Talking horror movies from the sea, from the oceans, from the water. Talking about Jaws, Sharknadoes, the Abyss, whatever it comes from, and we're going to talk about the origin of the Kraken. Where did the Kraken come from? Now, usually on Thursdays, I usually do it at 10 a.m. Pacific time, but I might have to move it to 1 o'clock Pacific time because I forgot I got to take my daughter to a volleyball camp, but that'll be on tomorrow. Then Friday, of course, we're back on Friday. I don't have all the topics yet for Friday, but that's coming. And then, Bob, you doing anything till Friday? Like you got a show coming out tomorrow or anything? Or are you saving for the weekend?
Yet. Might do something on the weekend. I'm not sure because I have to go do some illegal things all over the place. But
and now
I have something on. Connor usually knows if I have something going on because I always send him an advance notice.
Yeah. Now Connor's always got something going on. So what do you got going on after this and tomorrow? I know you're going to be doing some kind of research.
Yeah, I'm actually going to read some more chapters of my book out in the woods behind my mom's house this evening. And then tomorrow, me and Hidden Relief Tristan are going to do some exploring, hopefully with his brother Cameron as well, at the Native American mounds. They're called the Chattahoochee River Mound Group. There's one central mound and then 6 in a semicircle. And they align with the summer solstice and the winter equinox. And there's a trail back there that there's been tons of Sasquatch sightings. It's not far from Torreya State Park where the famous Stacey Brown footage was taken. And then this weekend, I'm actually filming with Jack McClellan, who, helped make Zillafoot. And I'm very excited. It's going to be a creature feature. So I think it's going to be a Dogman film. And hopefully I come back as my character from Zillafoot. I'm going to come in and warn everybody that a monster's coming. And then they're going to know I'm telling the truth, but they're going to usher me out because it's way too much, So I have a big weekend ahead of me. I'm super excited. My next book is coming out next month, August 28th, hopefully my birthday. I was thinking about maybe putting it the day before my birthday so I could have like back-to-back celebrations. And then early September, I'm going on the Squatch Out with the Squatchin' Cowboy and Manimal Research. And you guys had Manimal Research on the show multiple times, so I can't wait to combine those stars again.
Yeah.
Those in the Tennessee Mountains, right by the Oconee River, where Altamaha, the Georgia sea serpent, has been spotted. And then there's, of course, a plethora of hominid species out there, too. So I can't wait.
And let them know we want them back on. We could do a Wednesday where we all get on together.
Back on. You guys would be an unusual combination. It would be entertaining to watch you guys together doing it. Yeah. I mean, it's going to be good. Film that.
Yeah. See that on camera. And then beyond that, guys, we did a video last night, guys. We talked Bigfoots, we talked spiders, insects in movies and all that. It was actually a great conversation, especially we got pretty deep with Bigfoot conversation in the first 30 minutes. So
100%. We've been really busy, man. Eric was out in New York. Sorry, my voice is cracking. I think there's a frog in my throat. Oh my gosh, amphibian man. But yeah, Eric was out in New York investigating out in the mountains and had a very cool investigation. So I want everybody to check that out because he is certified in the Bigfoot community, and so is Dr. Wu. Most definitely. You know, we had Long Island Bigfoot here. We had the Walking Legend, bunch of Mandela Effect people. I love to see it, man. It just keeps growing day by day, the spider web of knowledge, and that's what it's about.
That's about it.
Yes.
So beyond that, guys, I want everybody to have a good day, have a safe day, and we'll see everybody back tomorrow and Friday. Have a good one, everybody.
For sure, for sure.